Welcome back to Unit 4, Lesson 4, Part 2. Okay, we are going to continue solving with variables on both sides. However, if you notice, there are now two different variables in the problem. There's variables on both sides, but those variables end up being different. Process is the same. You're going to use your multi-step equation skills to solve this problem, but now we're going to indicate which variable we want to solve for. There's an x and a y. Right now, y is by itself. So let's get the x by itself. We want to solve for x. We want it to be x equals something. Okay, so let's rewrite that equation just so that we can kind of create some space here. 8 plus x equals y. We want that x by itself. Okay, move everything away from the x. X is currently adding 8 to it. We want to get rid of that. We don't want to add anything to it. We just want it to be x. So what am I going to do? Well, this is a positive 8. I want to move it to the other side of the equation. Opposite of a positive 8 is a minus 8. And notice how when I line these up, they're right above each other because I can combine those two. 8 minus 8 is 0. I'm left with x. But over on this side of my equation, I didn't line them up because I can't combine y and 8. They don't have the same variable. One's a constant, one is a variable. Can't combine them. So I leave them separate. I make sure I do that visually so that in my mind I can also know it. So instead of doing y minus 8 equals negative 8y, which is wrong, I have to keep them separate. And I just say that it's y minus 8. And that's it. You're done. X equals y minus 8. You're solving for the indicated variable. The indicated variable was x. We got x by itself. And that's it. Let's check our next one. This one, g is currently by itself. We want to put t by itself. G equals 4t minus 8. We want the t to be by itself. We want it to be t equals something. Okay, well, what's happening to t right now? Multiply it by 4, and we're subtracting 8. So using our process, we want to get rid of the addition and subtraction first. Opposite of a negative 8 is a positive 8. And again, I'm going to keep it separate from my g because I cannot combine them. They aren't the same variable. Let's get rid of these first, and we're left with 4t. Then we have g plus 8. So I'm just going to write that, g plus 8. You have one more step. Over here, we were done right away, but we have one more step here because we are multiplying 4 times t. Okay, to get rid of that, opposite of multiplication is division. Okay, but since I did that to one side, I have to do it to the other side, which means I have to divide both of the terms by 4. Every term on that side has to be divided by 4 as well. Okay, that remains the same. G divided by 4 is just g divided by 4. Plus 8 divided by 4 can be simplified. That's 2. And that equals 4 divided by 4 is 1, just t. So t equals g over 4 plus 2. And you're done. Okay? Using your same process of solving multi-step equations to figure out what is the value of the indicated variable. And in this case, our value of the indicated variable is g over 4 plus 2. T equals, get the t by itself. Get the x by itself. Let's check these. Okay. These are just formulas. This is the formula of the area of a parallelogram. This is the formula for the circumference of a circle. And so, well, what if you were given something else? What if you weren't given the base and the height? What if you didn't know that? What if you knew the area and the base and you need to figure out what's the height? Well, that's what this problem is telling you to do. Same thing here. What if you don't know what the value of pi is? You do. But what if you didn't? How do you figure that out? Well, you take the circumference and you do something with the diameter and you have to figure it out. Let's check here. We want to solve for h. We have A equals area equals base times height. Let's solve for h. Well, what are we doing? We're multiplying the base times the height. So let's do the opposite. Let's divide by the base because we want the h by itself. So we're getting rid of the base. And we're left with, this is b over b is just 1. Oops, sorry, this is a capital A. A over B, area divided by the base, will give you the height. And you're done. Next one. We want to solve for pi. We want pi by itself. Pi equals what? Well, what's happening to pi right now? We're multiplying it by d. So let's divide it by d. D is diameter. Okay? D divided by d is just 1. So you're left with circumference divided by diameter equals pi. And if you did that for any circle, you would get pi as your answer. Take the circumference divided by the diameter, you would get pi. And that's it. I'm done. Skip these two right over. Okay, we're gonna go to these last ones here. If you can, pause the video on these last two here. See if you can solve them by yourself, and then come back and check the answers and see how you did. So pause the video now, and then come on back. Hopefully you were able to do that. Let's check your answers. V minus 9 equals H. We are looking to solve for V. We want it to be V equals something. Well, what's happening to V right now? V minus 9. What's the opposite of minus 9? Plus 9. So I got to do that to both sides. And remember, I keep them separate. I can't combine them so they're not directly vertical. Over here, negative 9 plus 9 is 0. I'm left with V. Then H plus 9. And you are done. V equals H plus 9. I could check it. Let's do that really quick. If V equals H plus 9, let's substitute that into the equation here. Excuse me. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Hey, V equals H plus 9. So instead of V, I'm going to write, well, let's just rewrite this here. V minus 9 equals H. That's the original problem. Let's substitute in for V, H plus 9. H plus 9 is V, and we want to subtract 9 to equal H. Okay, well, I can remove these parentheses. That was just to help indicate to show that we substituted that in there. Well, 9 minus 9 is 0. I'm left with H equals H. And there you go. It's the same thing. So we know that V equals H plus 9 because we got the same thing on both sides. We can prove it, even with two variables. And let's check our last one here. We are solving for G. We already have T by itself. Let's solve for G. Okay, first thing you need to do is get rid of this positive 12. Again, I'm going to keep them separate so I don't combine them. T minus 12 equals, and 3G comes right down, and our 12s cancel. Last step, 3 times G, so I have to divide by 3. And again, I'm dividing everything by 3 on that side. 3 divided by 3 is 1. I'm left with G. And that equals T divided by 3 can't change. Minus 12 divided by 3 is 4. And you're done. G equals T divided by 3 minus 4. What you're doing actually is you're helping yourself create linear equations. If G was Y, and again, I can pick any variable, so it doesn't matter, and T was X, this would end up equaling Y equals X over 3 minus 4. And that's just a linear equation. 1/3 is your slope, -4 is your y-intercept. And that's what we're going to be getting into. That's our next step. That's it for this lesson. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like or comment the video so I can get those notifications and I can come and help you as much as possible. Send me a message on Schoology. Look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.